Alright, I got this idea for an intermediate banjo exercise, mostly because I'm an intermediate banjo player and I'm exercising, so I thought I'd share what I was working on. The piece goes kind of like this. So. Now the way I'm doing that is first the right hand technique, which is pretty basic. It's just drop thumb. I'm using my middle finger in a downward motion on that first string, and I use my thumb comes down on the second string, and then I repeat that middle finger on the first string, and I strike the thumb on the fifth string. So it's 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and the key to this exercise is I'm only ever striking those first two strings and that fifth string. I'm leaving out the third and the fourth. And not that we would do that all the time, but that's just this particular exercise is to exhibit control of tempo, changing chords, working up the neck, and moving all the chord shapes all the way up. So now the chord shapes I'm doing, everything I'm doing is in the key of G, so it's all the G scale chords. So the first one, if you think about the full chord shape and then break it down to the partial chord that only exists on the two strings, it'll be a lot easier to find. So the first one is you can do a full G chord shape just by barring at the 12th fret, but if you just bar the first two strings, it's a lot less energy and it's easier to switch. And then I go down a whole step, and you could figure out that that's actually part of an A minor using the D minor shape played here at the what is that, the 9th fret, 9th and 10th fret. So the two fingers are at that 10th fret. So we got our G, A minor, and then we've got, if you did a D shape at the 7th fret, that's also a G chord. And you break that down to just the two fingers, all that's left is these two fingers. I'm using my middle finger on the first string at the 9th fret, and my pointer fingers on the second string on the 8th fret. And then I go down to the 7th fret. If you bar the 7th fret, that's your D chord. We're starting to get into a little more familiar territory for the beginning banjo players. And then you just do the two strings. You go down a whole step. That's the C chord, if you barred the whole thing. And then if you played a B minor or a D, in both cases, both chords are in the key of G, but in both cases you can do a partial chord and have your middle finger on the 4th fret and your pointer finger, second string, on the 3rd fret. And you slide down another whole step, that's just the partial chord for your C shape, which is probably the first chord you learned, and then of course the open G. So once again, just playing the two strings, it's G chord, A minor, G, D, C, E minor, C, G. So by using just the 2 strings, it's so much easier. If I tried to do that with 4 fingers, I really wouldn't be able to pull it off. It'd be something like so. Luckily my fingers didn't get tied into a knot doing that. 2 strings is much easier. And you can also go up, because once you get past this 12th fret, the whole pattern repeats. So and don't worry if you make a mistake and hit that 3rd string, because that's just a G note and we're playing chords all in the key of G, so it fits really nicely. So if you find that useful, cool. I'll keep working at it myself, and if I come up with more licks, I'll keep sharing them.